Gotta get more followers.
All right, welcome everyone. It's currently Thursday, July the 21st. And as I mentioned yesterday, I added the time to my ticker tape on the right. So you can see the specific time, Eastern Time, 8:38 a.m. Looking at some UB. This is day 2 of Trade Day. If you didn't see yesterday's video, I ate a nice 5-tick loser. I went back and watched it. I'm on the fence. I kind of, on one hand, I wish I had spread it out a bit more. I just taken a 2-tick, 3-tick loser, and that would have given me another kick at the can, right? Because I've kind of self-imposed a 5-tick losing day, and I call it quits. Now, I'm already very well aware I could do lots of things. I could size down, not trade 4 contracts. I could trade 2 and spread that out even a bit more then. But it's not my trading style. So for yesterday and for today, we'll be trading 4 lots and see how it goes. If we eat it again today and take another 5-tick loser, then we'll reevaluate here, and we probably will size down to 2. But and it's not like I'm trying to power through the evaluation. It's just, guys, I trade 5 lots in my own account day in and day out, so very comfortable trading that amount. Would be taking the same trades. So very much aware though that obviously only gives me, if I'm self-imposing, a stop loss about 5 ticks. So okay with that. On the other hand, that trade yesterday, like I really was watching the 10 years and really felt like there was going to be some more pressure. And I think did I mention in that video? I mentioned it. So yeah, right after, so it hit my stop. I think it went up one more tick, and then it just came right down. It would have been a profitable trade. So you can't play the what if game too much. So the theory was correct. It's just I kind of had a bad entry, I guess, on that one. So let's see what today gives us, guys. I've been a busy beaver. I interviewed I interviewed one person so far. I'm going to say this up front. The next 3 interviews should be all traders. So I have one recorded that I recorded yesterday. I have one I'm recording tomorrow, and then the third one possibly next week. And it's kind of cool because I know enough about each of these people to know that they trade different products, they trade different styles, all 3 of them use different software. So it really is cool just to see, I know this, but to talk to different people and hear about everybody, why they do what they do. Why did they choose those products? Why do they trade that size? Why do they use that software? What are they looking for? Do they trade all day, or do they only trade a few hours? So very, very interesting stuff. So speaking of interesting stuff, the Treasuries, they were pressing the high here. That was before I even started recording. I just got home. I've had the screen up for the last several hours just so I could capture, what's happened. But I'm spacing out here watching this. It was pressing the highs, but then it came back. So we haven't done anything yet. We're going to wait here and see if there's an opportunity. I'm seeing the 10 years press the high here. And the Ultra Bond, quite literally was up here not too long ago. Big fall down, and we might, guys, might patent it. Catch-up trade. I'm jumping in on this right now. One thing we want to do is not hesitate. When we see the setups, sometimes you just got to go. Oh, see that? Perfect example. If I'd hesitated there, we would have given up. Now, of course, we haven't captured anything until we actually get out of the trade, but I want to hold out on this. I want to see if these guys can press. We're still profitable. So right now, I'm going to set a stop loss down here. So at worst, we eat a 1-tick loser. But obviously, right now, we're 3 in the good. If we can get this press, guys, that would be the ideal situation. So you really have to talk about trading. I'll try to talk more about the trading and less about all the other stuff in my life. Oh, this is a good one. Ooh, boy. This makes up for that yesterday eating shit on that 5-tick loser, but I probably should have just ate 2 or 3 ticks on. Okay, guys. So let's do some math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, or counting, I guess it would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 1,500 is the most roughly we can make in a given day. Okay, I am tempted. We are going to manage this very delicately. Okay, good. I don't, since we're dealing in very, I would say, low number of ticks, right? Actually, I'm going to sell a stop right there, or take profit right there. So the most we can make in a given day due to the consistency rule. We did the math. If you want to watch that video, I put it out on Tuesday, where I did the math. I broke out, okay, here's the goal, here's the consistency rule, here's the daily drawdown. What's the most I can make in a day? And it's 1,500. So, hey, we hit it.
That's only in the morning. That's like an alarm clock. Woo, woo!
Let's get weird, buddy. Let's get weird.
Boom, guys. Well, guys, entertainment value today is low, but profitability is high. I am excited. Our spirits are lifted. We rebound from that 5-tick loser yesterday. We grab a 12-tick winner right out of the gate. I've literally been sitting down about 10 minutes. So that was an ideal setup. The trading gods rewarded me for all of my good efforts and intentions with my YouTube channel. Anyways, guys, so now you get to listen to me blab. So if you just want to see the trade, that's it. We're done for the day because of the consistency rule. I deleted those screenshots. You'd have to go back and look at the video. But basically, I broke down actually, here, let's fire up the calculator. I love using the calculator. Unfortunately, guys, you're not going to get my handwriting today. I did that on my iPad. Where is that rowdy calculator? Here it is. So the goal is $4,000 in this evaluation. Now you can only make 30% in any given day, 30% of your total profit goal. So in theory, I could actually make more. I could make more today, and I wouldn't break a rule, but it would tack on to the end goal. I'm moving the goalposts further and further away, so it doesn't really make sense to like get too wild with it. So let's time this by 0.3. So all right, guys, I've spent a few minutes here. I confused myself because so we made 1,500 on that trade, correct? And actually, I'm going to bring up trade of 8 in a second because it did kind of flash up, and sometimes you might get an extra tick or it might got a screwed on a tick, like sometimes that happens. Just it's the nature of sim. Sometimes it'll hit it and then bounce down, and that's the price you get filled at. So we're actually going to look at trade of 8 in a second and see what our profit was. I was trying to do the math. And so $4,000 is the total profit goal, but the most you can make in any given day in theory, is $1,200. But we hit 15 over here. So I started thinking, like, wait, where did I come up with that 12 ticks? And I remember, calculating and factoring in commissions and whatever, each tick, trading 4 lots, is roughly 110. Now, I rounded down in that theory, and if anything, I should have maybe rounded up because I think I maybe made a little bit more than 30% today. But that's okay. Like, it's not the end of the world, but I think 1,200 is actually our goal for the day, which is actually more like 11 ticks. Because if we divide this by 110, which is what I said was the per tick profit, it's really just 11 ticks. So we might have went over by a tick. Let's take a look at TradeDay though, which will actually have my balance. So this would be the equivalent of looking at RTrader Pro and seeing where you're at. So I'm going to start up TradeDay. I will log in here and be back in a second. Okay, guys, so let's do some math, and we're not concerned so much about the chart. I mainly just want to see my balance. So if you remember yesterday, we lost like 640 or something. So we were at, so let's do this. Let's take the 100, 708 that we're currently at. Let's subtract the 99, I think it was at like 360. Let's call it that. If we're off 10, 20 bucks, it's not a big deal. Okay, so we made 1,348 today. We, in theory, should only make 1,200, right? So keep this number in mind. We made let's just round up, 1,350 today net after commissions and whatever else. This is our current balance. I mean, all this math aside, guys, hey, pat on the back to myself. I'm going to give myself one. That was a pretty nice trade. A quick one. Always nice to get a quick win. I'm going to say that, especially after coming off a losing day. Let's be honest. Never a great feeling. 1,348 is what I made today, but consistency rule, I should have only made $1,200. So let's you want some more fun math, guys, you like math, you're here for the math lesson. I made 1348 today. If we divide that by 0.3, this is my new goal. So my new goal is not just 4,000 in profit, it's $4,493. Let's call it 4,500. So here's what some people do when they go over their consistency rule. You have two choices. You can just suck it up and just say, okay, my new goal is let's call it 4,500. And that's what I'm going to do personally. The other option you could take is try to lose. You could try to lose $500, or not $500. Try to lose, the $150, whatever it was, from 1350, get your profit for the day down to 1200, and then that way we'll put your consistency, goal back in line. I'm not going to do that, guys. I'm not going to try to lose a tick just to do that, because ultimately, think of it this way. Sure, we have to make 500 more. That's 4 ticks. Not too worried about it. So let's rejoice in our winner, because here's the problem. Say I try to lose that money now. What happens if it gets a spike and I lose 3 ticks and now I've made less than? It's just not worth it, in my opinion. Now, sometimes they hear stories. I know we're talking about consistency stuff now. I'm going to minimize this because I feel like a stranger in a strange land. I don't like looking at charts too much because I just feel like it's not my turf, man. I'm on the wrong turf looking at charts. Here we go. We feel much more comfortable, guys. Sometimes I read stories of people who completely blow their consistency out of the water. They're supposed to only make 30%, and say their goal was 4,000 for the whole evaluation. They make, 3,000 of it in one day. That's a situation where I probably would try to punt off, some of the profits and get yourself back in line. But in this case, hopefully this all makes sense. If you understand consistency rules, you're with me, I'm hoping. I know I'm a bit all over the place on the math and whatever. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you're like, what? You made what and you should have only made something less? Why? I encourage you to look up videos on consistency rules. They might explain it a bit better than myself. But basically, companies that have consistency rules don't want to see you just come in, swing for the fences, hit a home run trade, and make all your profit in one day, and you really haven't demonstrated your trading abilities. So think of the good people at TradeDay. They now have 2 days under their belt. They're sitting there with their microscopes and their magnifying glasses, carefully evaluating my trading. They're saying, all right, the CFT guy, he's taken 2 trades. He ate it for 5 ticks on the first one. We don't like that. Oh, but look what he did. He made a nice 12-tick run there on the second one. He picked a fantastic entry, and we applaud that. And we hope to see more of that. That's really, I know that's comical, guys. I'm obviously, being a little bit out in left field on that. But that, in some sense, is true. They want to see that you make good choices overall. Not every trade's going to be a winner, but as long as over the big picture you make good trades. And they can't do that. If you make one home run trade and call it quits, they have no idea what your actual trading is like. So we're going to demonstrate over the next several weeks our trading ability. And it's not to say I'm going to drag it out for 15 days. We will get there when we get there. What I was starting to say when I was in that trade, and I wanted to talk more about, and if you're still here, thank you, I appreciate it. I know a lot of people just like to see the trade and be gone, and that's totally cool. So I've mentioned the word context a lot in videos, and some people like to enter a trade and set a specific stop loss, set a specific take profit, and just hands off and let it play out. It's either going to hit the stop or it's going to hit the take profit. That's not my style, and it's really not order flow trading. You're really adapting and evolving to the trade in the minute. Now, sometimes it happens really fast, and you just have to make quick judgment calls, right? There was a moment there where I was getting ready to ditch on that trade, lock in a few ticks profit, because it looked like it was maybe getting ready to turn around. So you have to be ready to adapt and adjust, especially when, the pros to trading, bigger size and a bigger per tick product, like the Ultra Bond, is you don't need a lot of ticks to accumulate, profit. 12 ticks equaled $1,350 in profit, just like that. On the downside, when it goes against you, if you lose 12 ticks, you're losing $1,350. So you really, and 12 ticks it's a lot in the Ultra Bond. You usually don't get moves like that rapidly, but it's not a lot of moves. Think about other products, ES, NQ, I know a lot of guys trade NQ. 12 ticks in NQ is nothing. It moves 12 ticks just out of being restless, 12 ticks in the Ultra Bond is a whole different game though. So since we're playing in in an arena where each tick is very big in value, we want to manage it as carefully as we can. That's why I was a little disappointed in that trade yesterday. I really should have given myself another kick at the can, you know, like get out with a 2-3 tick loser and give it one more try and just set a 2 tick stop loss. And if we take a loss, then we still would have just lost 5 ticks. But instead we ate it. All right, guys. Well, for the sake of not boring you anymore, hopefully that all makes sense. I know it was a little over the place, a little all over the place on the consistency explanation. Feeling good though. That gets us definitely in a better position. You know, it's only day 2. We're already up $700. We have 3,300 to go, but we have 13 days to do that over. So pretty exciting. Look on Monday. So tomorrow I'll do a trade video, obviously, just like today's interview. That's what I was getting to. I knew I was going somewhere with that. Interview coming out on Monday as well. Like I said, the next 3 are with traders. Very excited about it. It's been a lot of fun interviewing people. Quite honestly, it's never something I would have ever pegged myself in life doing. I did not fancy myself an interviewer of sorts, but I do it because I love it. I love learning about people and their trading. So it comes naturally in the sense that like I like having these conversations. So much like I like making these videos. Guys, I will make one last plug here. TradeDay, the 30% off CFT promo is the code. Ends tomorrow at the end of the day. So if you want to try out with TradeDay, it'd be a good week to sign up. I kind of showed you guys some of the stuff on their site yesterday. I know it's not for everybody. I see the comments and I completely understand. Like, look, and I'm not saying like I only love TradeDay now and no other company. Everything on my site I endorse. But I really do think they are a good option for the right person. Again, you don't have to email me and tell me all the reasons you're not going to sign up, because that's fine. Go sign up with one of the other companies. They are good too. But hopefully I'm introducing people who maybe were looking for a company that backs you with real money, or does have the educational content, or does have the the daily whatever analysis stuff. So there you go, guys. There's something for everybody. We don't need to be so black and white, so binary. This is great and this sucks. Like, just I like a smorgasbord of companies, and hey, you can pick your favorites, and we all will. And at the end of the day, we're all traders. Let's unite in being traders, guys. All right, I've gone off the rails here, guys. Thanks for watching. I will say I'm a little bit glad that trade not only worked out, but just hit our kind of profit goal for the day and one tick above. And we get to go into tomorrow ahead of the game and not in the hole. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.